Hello, are you getting reaches and inquiries for your product or services but are not quite getting enough sales or any sales for that matter? If so, stick around because I have 4 proven sales tips to close more deals. My name is Frank Silvestro and I help entrepreneurs and business owners take their business passion to the next level. As a business owner and salesperson for the last 25 years, who has also raised millions of dollars in that time, I realized it came down to 4 basic tips, which I'm going to tell you right now. But before I get into this, I'd like to know where you're running into your problem in your sales. So if you can comment below and tell me, it will be greatly appreciated because then I can help you even further. And of course, if you're digging this video and want to see more like it, click on the subscribe, click the bell, and you'll be notified when my next video comes out. All right? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is give you tip number 0. Yes, I'm giving you an added one to the 4. I'm giving this to you because you need to have this before you even get into the sale. This is important. It sets you up so you can even get the sale. First of all, I want to remove a negative connotation or a stigma that's associated with sales. Some people think it's slimy, some people think it's wrong. I don't know. There's a lot of different thoughts out there. It has gotten its bad rap from bad salespeople and teachings of the past, dishonest ones that is. You know, we all know about the classic used car salesman, if you're a used car salesman, sorry. But anyway, in the past, right? That phony, hi, love the tie. Oh my God, I want to die when they come across that. Ugh, it's disgusting. That's not what sales is. Sales needs to be honest and upfront. It is there for the purpose of helping someone get something in exchange for something else. Generally, it's money. It doesn't have to be. Funny enough, everybody is a salesperson or has sold themselves or something in the past, right? How did you get your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend? You sold yourself in some way, didn't you? Okay, how did you get your job? When you went into the interview, you had to sell yourself, and that's what you did. So you are a salesperson. You did sell yourself. And if you are honest about it, you have a long-lasting relationship with your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or even your job. If you weren't honest about it, then I would imagine that relationship or job was very short-lived. So this is no different with your clients or your customers. Part of this tip number 0, or step 0 as I call it, is you have to be honest and upfront. And that includes being yourself. Because if you're not yourself, in a way, you're not being honest. You're not showing who you really are. You're showing something else. Your prospects or potential customers or clients will actually perceive that. They will actually get that you're not being totally upfront and honest with them. Funny enough, I've learned that over my 25 years, they actually do perceive when you're being honest and when you're not. Also under the heading of honesty is believing in the product or service you are selling. You must know that the product or service you're selling is going to help your potential customer. If you don't know that in your bones, again, they will perceive that and you won't get the sale. And selling something you don't really believe in or don't believe it's going to help your client or customer is what gives selling a bad name. And quite frankly, gives yourself a bad name. So don't do that. If you don't believe in the product, it's not really in your bones about the product, then honestly, don't sell it. It won't work. And that is where you're going when you get into a sales interview. You're giving your prospect, or you're trying to give your prospect, the confidence in your product or service, as well as the confidence in you. If you don't give them that confidence, you're not going to make the sale. Okay, with all that in place, you're ready for step or tip number 1. So here it is, tip number 1. You have to get your prospect or customer to open up to you. Open up his communication, because you're going to have to find out what he wants help with. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to solve his problem. So in order to do that, you have to find out what his problem is. So you have to have him in real good communication with you in order to find that out, right? So one of the ways of doing that is you have to be interested in him, not interesting to him. If you start going off like, oh, I'm this and I'm that and blah, 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 you start talking all about yourself, that's being interesting. he or she is not interested. He's interested in his problem being solved. So you have to be interested in him and trying to help him solve his problem. It's simple, okay? Okay, so here's tip number 2. Find out what he wants help with. What problem is he having? That's step number 2. So listen very carefully on what he has to say and help him solve his problem with your product or service. That's the sales, okay? Helping him solve his problem. So get him to yap and yap about his problem, and then you solve it. Period. And here's the other thing about helping him solve his problem. You have to really care. You have to care about him. You have to care about his problem, not about getting the sale. If you're worried about getting the sale, you won't get it. If you concern yourself with helping that individual solve his problem, you'll get the sale. That's as simple as that. Step number 3. Show him how your product or service is going to solve his problem. Demonstrate him, let him kick the tires, so to speak. Demonstrate it to him that he can see that yes, this will solve his problem. Now, this could take some time depending on how complex your product is and of course how expensive and how much of an investment this person is going to make. If it's a $25 investment, it's not going to take much to really show him and let him kick the tires and things along those lines. If it's a $20,000 investment, it's going to be the enlightenment of it is going to be a little bit longer. After you finished showing him the product and all its features, and he's fully aware of what it does, and he sees that it can help him solve his problem, then you get into step number 4, closing the deal. Now, step number 4 has to do with building his confidence, which you should have been doing all along. He wants to be sure that you are looking out for his best interest. Again, this is where the care point comes in, and it should have been in throughout the whole interview. You also have to ensure the prospect that he's amongst his own kind, that you're similar with him in some way. If you're selling something that both of you are parents, then you align with him in that way. If you're both guys and somehow you can align that way, you have to align with him and show him that you are very similar to him or the same in some way. And lastly, you have to make him feel as if he is the most important person in the world at that moment. And you have to really believe it, have it in your heart, and really care for this individual that is true. You can't be phony about any of this. It's true. Now here's the question of the day. Which one of these tips do you feel was missing in your sales? Just give me the comment below because I would love to hear it. And lastly, if you found this video useful, give me a subscribe, click the bell, and you'll hear about my next video coming out. All right? Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.